anyways, so my discussion is mostly very broad about reimagining computer science instruction, or it was titled as Teaching Computer Science at Scale. And this is a story of a very domestic story of this department. Assalamu alaikum, Adnan, good to see you. Uh, a very domestic story of this very department where you are currently sitting, and how we scaled it up despite several challenges. So um, yeah, today's discussion, I'm going to talk about how we reimagine computer science instruction at LUMS, uh, how we took help from an alumni network to scale up our offerings here at LUMS, how we transformed the departmental space into a vibrant collaboration space for students, because this was necessary if you are increasing your enrollments, and how this whole practice enabled us. Previously, we were restricted to a certain number of students. Then we became so much unrestricted that we started a new interdisciplinary uh, yes department. So this is one of the presentations in one of my presentations to the advisory board of LUMS, which basically runs this School of Science and Engineering. And I presented the idea of how about exploring the feasibility to increase undergrad enrollment capacity to 500 plus, despite several challenges of faculty hiring, space restrictions. And at that time, I think it is from a couple of years ago, it was laughed off because this didn't make much sense to them. But this is a requirement that was imposed upon us. Suddenly, the year after, that is in 2024, our enrollments jumped from somewhere around 220 to very close to 350. There was a 46% increase in 1 year, but it means in LUMS, it means you are practically close to 500, because there is this in the freshman year and sophomore year, people haven't decided their major yet, so they take all kinds of courses. So we had to scale up our classroom sizes to up to 500 before the students declare their majors. Also, there are a lot of people who do minors in computer science. So if we continued with our previous teaching model, this is how it would have looked like. We had divided students in sections. There was one instructor for almost 100 students. And with these numbers, this would mean that we need to at least offer 4 sections with 4 instructors to achieve to provide education to these students. It should be 5, but let's, for the sake of example, assume that we are offering this in 4 sections. What are the problems with this approach? Well, multiple instructors are teaching different sections, and you get very different kinds of student learning outcomes coming out of each class. And there is also this problem of favorite and not so favorite instructors. So students are always trying to get courses with one instructor and not with the other. And this was not scalable for us, because how do we hire so many people to offer so many sections? So we changed our teaching model completely. We divided students in very large sections, constrained by the largest classroom size here at LUMS, which was around 250. So we thought we are going to have our main instructor teach both the sections, but we are going to provide support to them. And what is that support? That support is in terms of teaching fellows, that support is in terms of technology, and that support is in terms of teaching assistants. So our best instructors are going to teach in the classroom, and outside the classroom, we are going to use these mechanisms to provide instruction, to provide support outside the classroom, because teaching is not just happening inside the class. A lot of it goes outside the class. And I'm going to show you a lot of examples. What does it exactly mean? So how did this transition from this to this? This was a 5-step process for us. First of all, we started with instructor training. We wanted to train our instructors in how to, the large classroom pedagogy, how to teach in a large classroom where there are hundreds and thousands of students maybe. We hired teaching fellows. The concept of teaching fellows, it was there like 10, 15 years ago at LUMS, but it had vanished. But we reintroduced this concept of teaching fellows, but their role was redefined at LUMS. TA training, we started training our TAs for this large classroom pedagogy and how to extend support to instructors. We introduced technology in our courses, how to make use of technology to scale up teaching. And finally, and a very important part of this whole effort was creating student spaces so that the students, instructors, teaching fellows can communicate and interact and engage with the course material outside the classroom as well. So starting with instructor training, we have a LUMS Learning Institute here, which offers workshops, trainings, and research facilities on pedagogy. We asked all our instructors to enroll in their programs, which included basic instructional skills, how to holistically design courses. Is designing a course, as Sarfraz Sahab was talking about how to teach, is designing a course just teaching from chapter one a linear search, or not a linear search, linear traversal of a book, or is it something different? So course design is also a very important skill. Teaching large classes, this is a special workshop offered by the Learning School, how to use technology in learning, as well as teaching squares, which is observing each other's teaching and offering meaningful feedback to your colleagues. So this was the first step that we asked all our instructors, senior, junior, or whoever was here at LUMS, that they should go through all these trainings so that they formally know how to deliver pedagogy and how to conduct themselves in a large class. The next step was hire teaching fellows. Well, why did we go this route? Because the enrollments were increasing, but we could not hire PhD faculty. And it's not that PhD faculty, I mean, you know, the challenges of hiring PhD faculty in Pakistan, very few good instructors come back to this country after their graduation. So we could not scale up our hiring process. So we thought we would focus on top young talent from neighboring countries, that there are not neighboring countries, neighboring universities. I mean, universities like ITU, NUML, FAST have some brilliant talent, and we could focus on them and hire them as teaching fellows and offer them great career opportunities here. When the applications, the call of application, when the call of application went out, we received about 150 applications. I mean, it was a very short window of application, and we only hired 10 of them. About 30 of them were shortlisted, and we hired 10 of them. Their main goal was assist main instructors in assessments, conducting tutorials, regular tutorials besides main lecture hours, extended office hours, so they were available round the clock in their own time slots to the students, and overall course management. But what we made sure was that we offer them career opportunities. They don't get stuck as a teaching fellow. So their career opportunities were that they become RAs with our faculty to do research. We offered them PhD admission here at LUMS, and those of them who were like a bit senior and they did not want to do a terminal degree but wanted to climb in their career progression, we do have opportunities here at LUMS to become a lecturer and a senior lecturer, but this is only for those who are outstanding teachers. The next step was TA training. We have this facility, LUMSX online platform, just like Coursera or edX. So this is a platform where we recorded a complete TA development program, which is around 6 hours. And this programs teaches students some important skills that our TAs, we thought that our TAs need these skills to become more to become better TAs. So communication skills, how to provide constructive feedback to students, how to manage courses, how to arrange tutorials, also wellness and ethics. And is there a question? Okay. There was a question. Okay. I have a question. No. Own students, and they are allowed to work for up to 10 or 20 hours depending upon their course workload. Are they undergrads? Both are possible.
And sorry, to the speaker, could you kindly just repeat the question for the online audience? Anything
Okay,
you're
so
about
they
to
were
address?
the question was, yeah, I'm very sorry, I'll do that next time. The question was, are the TAs full-time employees or students? So yes, our TAs are our own students, undergrad and both grad. So this program is mandatory for all the TAs. They must go through it. And if they don't take this program and we still need them, they are offered reduced salary. So they must go through this program. And of course, we can't train hundreds and thousands of TAs. So we recorded this program. There are assessments at the end of this program. And at the beginning of every semester, a month before the start of each semester, this program is made available online for them to join. Okay, but I think this program is also available for anyone. I'm not sure LUMS has made it open for everyone to enroll or not, but I think it will soon be. Okay, so the next thing was the use of technology, and this is through the workshop at LLI, we help instructors to learn different technological aids in the classroom. For example, Poll Everywhere, it is very pervasively used at computer science. Almost all the instructors use it to engage with students to solve the kind of problems that Mr. Sarfraz just showed you. We have Poll Everywhere, we make students think and then use their mobiles to answer those questions. It has a number of features. I can't go into the details right now, but you can even ask students to type in an answers or select the best answer and things like that. No, it's not open source. It's a commercial thing. You have to purchase it. Yeah. Yes. Secondly, yeah, this is a controversial thing, but it has worked for us, and we continue to use Poll Everywhere. We use Slack channels, Slack platform that is like kind of mandatory in every class, and that is the round the clock service to our students. They can ask questions at any time. So if there is a TA for every 20 students at LUMS. So we have, if you have like 300-400 students, we have 30-40 TAs with them. And these students are there to provide instant answers. We have like kind of under 10-minute round trip time for the question and the answer. So this help is completely available to all the students. And this platform is actually managed and overlooked by the teaching fellows. We also have subscriptions, academic subscription with cloud. So in those courses where you need cloud platforms, we use Oracle. And also how to mark these exams, 500 students, 600 students, 700 students. There is a tool called SoftMark, which you can conveniently scan and upload all the exam sheets and answers there, and then multiple instructors and teaching fellows can mark them very quickly, and then the results become quickly available to students as well. Well, we use them, but many instructors did not, because once you upload things to SoftMark, you can't reuse them anymore, because students can take pictures and so on. And designing new exams is not an easy task. So a lot of instructors don't use it, but some of the instructors are using it to make exam marking more convenient. Student spaces, this was really important to us, and we get asked always asked this question कि आपकी क्लासरूम में इतने बंदे हैं, इंटरेक्शन कैसे होती है, स्टूडेंट्स को कैसे मौका मिलता है वो अपने सवाल पूछें. Yes, there is a compromise, there is always a compromise, and that compromise is कि आप क्लासरूम में तो आप engage कर लेते हैं, कुछ के आंसर्स दे देते हैं, कुछ यूज कर लेते हैं पोल ईवी, लेकिन हमारा गोल ये था कि आउटसाइड द क्लासरूम वी मैक्सिमाइज आवर सपोर्ट टू द स्टूडेंट्स. तो वो कैसे हमने प्रोवाइड की, हमने स्टूडेंट लाउंज क्रिएट किए. दिस नंबर इज नॉट करेक्ट, नाउ वी हैव 2 स्टूडेंट लाउंजेस, सो वी आर 100 प्लस. Students can sit in between classes and they can discuss with their peers. ये informal spaces बहुत important होती हैं to discuss with their peers and engage with the material. Normally क्या होगा, अगर ऐसे student spaces नहीं होंगे तो कैफेटेरिया में time waste करेंगे students. But once you make those student lounges available, we saw the transformation. We saw people coming, classes के बीच में 1.5-2 घंटा बैठे हुए हैं, कागजों पे assignments कर रहे हैं, कुछ कर रहे हैं, discuss कर रहे हैं, code को explore कर रहे हैं. On your way out आप जाके देख सकते हैं one of the student lounge at the end. आप जब बाहर निकलें इस corridor के end right पे ये student lounge है, and it has really transformed the space, and it keeps our students in the department in between classes. सेकेंडली हमने टीयर रूम्स क्रिएट किए, वो वहाँ पे देख सकते हो. रूम्स में हमने 12 ऑफिशियल डेस्क रखे, और वो जो है प्रॉपरली हर सेमेस्टर के स्टार्ट से पहले होते हैं, जितने भी हमारे TAs होते हैं वो उसके अंदर अपने slot select करते हैं, they can only use this desk during their slot. So how many slots do we have? We have 12 TA desks, which means 100 TA hours per day can be conducted. It's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. This room is available, and more than 500 TA hours per week can be scheduled there. And that is another, everything that I discussed previously. ये तो जैसे कहते हैं ना, इट्स अंडरस्टैंडेबल, नथिंग स्टैंडर्ड रन ऑफ द मिल कह सकते हैं आप इसे. The best thing that we did. It was slightly unorthodox, something non-conventional that we did, and it really paid off. अब TAs जो हैं हमारे वो and properly they can conduct their TA hours. Previously TA hours क्या होते थे, कहीं किसी कोने में बैठे होंगे, एक रश लगा होगा, कुछ हो रहा होगा, but now they have proper space to conduct their TA hours. So students also enjoy learning outside the classroom. If they have any confusions, they can go and discuss. फिर हमने करिकुलम अपडेट्स की कुछ. अगेन दीज आर वेरी डोमेस्टिक इंडिजिनस इश्यूज. लम्स में प्रोग्रामिंग का जो ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग और एडवांस प्रोग्रामिंग के कोर्सेज से दे वुड स्टार्ट इन द थर्ड सेमेस्टर, यानी जो फ्रेशमैन ईयर है दे वुड हार्डली टेक एनी कंप्यूटर साइंस कोर्सेज. लेकिन नाउ आवर प्रोग्राम इज caters to the need of 90% of the school students. तो वो अब हमने इस चीज़ को बड़ा डिस्कस किया. फाइनली वी were successful in convincing the leadership कि ये जो CS200 है, एक 100 का कोर्स है कंप्यूटेशनल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग है, उसके बाद ये 200 का कोर्स है जो कि एडवांस और साकिब पढ़ाते हैं ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग. तो वो हम ले गए फ्रेशमैन ईयर में. आइडियाज दो थे. एक तो ये कि अर्ली एंगेजमेंट मटेरियल के साथ हो उनकी, सो दैट दे कैन डू देयर इंटर्नशिप्स एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट आफ्टर देयर सेकंड ईयर. और सेकंड रीजन ये था कि दे शुड नो वेदर दे वांट टू डू कंप्यूटर साइंस और नॉट. CS100 में आप कंप्यूटेशनल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग कर लेते हैं, लेकिन यू मेक अ बिग डिसीजन ऑफ taking CS as your major, enrolling into CS as your major, but then you later realize this was not really your ballpark. So we thought we should offer them an early taste. That's what happened. Curriculum revamping and restructuring, हमने बहुत डीपली जाके देखा कि कहाँ पे ओवरलैप्स हैं. करिकुलम में ओवरलैप्स ओवर द टाइम जो है ना सीप इन कर जाते हैं. जब तक फैकल्टी आपस में मिलेंगे नहीं, बात नहीं करेंगे, जो कि एक आसान काम नहीं होता, तो वो काफ़ी कोर्सेज में ओवरलैपिंग थे या गैप्स थे. इधर एक कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ाया, अगला इंस्ट्रक्टर अस्यूम कर रहा है कि आपने वो पढ़ाया है, लेकिन वो नहीं पढ़ाया होता. और बाज़ औक़ात ऐसे होता है कि 30% जो है मटेरियल की ओवरलैप होती है. एंड वी रियलाइज दिस जब हमें स्टूडेंट्स ने कहा कि हम मशीन लर्निंग कितनी दफ़ा पढ़ेंगे, विच मीन्स कि वो मशीन लर्निंग का कोर्स एक इंट्रो मशीन लर्निंग था, एक था डेटा साइंस का कोर्स, वहाँ पे भी इंस्ट्रक्टर वही मशीन लर्निंग पढ़ा रहा है, एक डीप लर्निंग का कोर्स, वो भी 4 हफ्ते मशीन लर्निंग पढ़ा रहा है. वो कहते हैं हम एक कोर्स के 3 दफ़ा पैसे क्यों दे रहे हैं. देन वी रियलाइज कि चले हमें एक मशीन लर्निंग का कोर्स बेस बना देते हैं, विच इज कोर कोर्स जो सब ने लेना है, एंड नो अदर टीचर इज अलाउड टू टीच दैट मटेरियल. फिर हमने एक और जो प्रॉब्लम हमारा था इस राइजिंग इनरोलमेंट से, वो मैं थोड़ी देर बाद आपसे डिस्कस आपको बताता हूँ कि हमारी इनरोलमेंट पहले आज से 7-8 साल पहले 60-70 स्टूडेंट होते थे, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम वुड गो अब्रॉड. ठीक है, फॉर PhDs MS. तो 10-15 रहते थे, 20 रहते थे. तो लोकल मार्केट में तो हमें कोई जानता ही नहीं था कि लम्स का भी कंप्यूटर साइंस का प्रोग्राम है. सॉरी, आई एम वेरी सॉरी. तो बट अब ये स्केल जो हो गया है 350 स्टूडेंट्स का, ये मेजर की बात करें, वी कांट शिप देम अब्रॉड. सॉरी सॉरी फॉर यूजिंग दिस वर्ड. वो स्केल उधर ही है, 40-50 स्टूडेंट्स ही जाते हैं बाहर, बाकी 250 का क्या करना है. सो वी थॉट वी वुड प्रिपेयर देम फॉर द लोकल इंडस्ट्री एज वेल. उसके साथ साथ हमने जो है एक कोर्स जो इसकी मेरे ख्याल में टॉक है इसके बाद, कोडिंग फॉर करियर्स का कोर्स हम ले आए, जो स्टूडेंट्स को इंटरव्यूइंग की, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग की प्रैक्टिस देता है. और दिस इज एन अलमनाई ड्रिवन कोर्स. जब मैंने कहा ना हाउ टू टेक हेल्प फ्रॉम अलमनाई, तो दिस इज एन अलमनाई ड्रिवन कोर्स कि जो इस कोर्स को मेंटोर करते हैं और स्टूडेंट्स को प्रिपेयर करते हैं, और बाद में हमारे यहाँ पे इन पर्सन मॉक इंटरव्यूज का एक मेला लग जाता है जिसमें वो इंटरव्यूज देते हैं. देन क्लाउड डेवलपमेंट, एल्गोरिथमिक फाउंडेशन ऑफ बिग टेक, गेम डिजाइन, इस तरह के कोर्सेज हमने इंट्रोड्यूस करना शुरू कर दिए अपने करिकुलम में. तो ये CS alumni network हमने बनाया. We have the largest alumni base at LUMS. Around more than 3,500 people have graduated from this department. और हमने इस नेटवर्क को बनाया, और दिस वाज रियली बेनिफिशियल. क्विकली हमारे मीडिया पे alumni आ गए. डिफरेंट प्लेटफॉर्म्स जो हैं, डिस्कोर्स प्लेटफॉर्म पे हमने मेंबर टू मेंबर कनेक्शन इस्टेब्लिश किए, हमारी रीयूनियंस होने लग गई, एंड वी activated this alumni network. Just day before yesterday we had a meeting on how to teach programming in there of AI. ये उसका टॉपिक था, एंड पीपल फ्रॉम फेसबुक, मेटा, एंड उन्होंने हमें बहुत क्लियर गाइडलाइंस दी कि वेयर डू वी स्टैंड. द आइडिया वाज मे बी आप लोगों के लिए बेनिफिशियल होगा, सरफराज साहब भी उसकी बात कर रहे थे कि फंडामेंटल्स मस्ट बी स्ट्रॉन्ग, even more stronger than before, but students need to become AI smart. So आप initial stages पे तो compromise नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन later stages पे आपको उनको AI का train करना होगा, otherwise they are unemployable now. तो दैट वाज द की आइडिया, और उसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप लेके अब हम अपने कोर्सेज में इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं कि कहीं पे बैन करना होगा. ऑफ कोर्स बैन का मतलब ये तो नहीं है अब क्लास के बाहर तो उन्होंने यूज करना है, हम कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते, बट देयर आर वेज टू देन चेंज द असेसमेंट स्टाइल कि वो अगर यूज कर रहे हैं तो दे विल बी एक्सपोज्ड. आप जितनी इन क्लास वो कर सकते हैं वो करें, असेसमेंट्स करें, या देयर आर अदर वेज एज वेल. वो एक और डिफरेंट डिस्कशन है, बट ऑफ कोर्स फंडामेंटल लेवल जो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग का है, जो प्रोग्रामिंग का है, वो अब नेक्स्ट लेवल पे उनको करना होगा. So the key statement that came out of that alumni network board meeting was that if you can do it without AI, only then you can do it well with AI. That was the key statement. अगर आप AI के बगैर कर सकते हैं तो तभी आप AI से बहुत अच्छा कर सकेंगे, लेकिन अगर आप AI के बगैर नहीं कर सकते तो फिर AI आपके किसी काम की नहीं. आप सबने वाइब कोडिंग ट्राई करें, कोई कोड लिखवाने की AI से. मैंने कोशिश की. आई हैव बीन टीचिंग प्रोग्रामिंग फॉर ओवर 15 इयर्स नाउ. ऐसी लैंग्वेज में की जिसमें मैंने प्रोग्रामिंग पहले नहीं की हुई थी. ठीक है, तो आई स्टार्टेड प्रोग्रामिंग and I got stuck at some point in time कि वो मसला हल नहीं हो रहा था, and then it was over. I could not do anything with it because मुझे तो syntax नहीं पता. लोग कहते हैं आप कह दें AI को और वो प्रोग्राम कर देगा. Yes, it will get better, 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 लेकिन eventually it will fail, and then you need to have a very high level of programming skill to reach there. तो ये एक अलमनाई ड्रिवन कोर्स था. मरियम और डॉक्टर मुबीन, मरियम नजर नहीं आ रही मुझे, ऑनलाइन है क्या जी? आउट ऑफ टाउन. ओके, फिर ये प्रेजेंटेशन है कि नहीं है, ताकि मैं इसमें कम बोलूँ ना. Dr. Mubin is online. Okay, great. So these two colleagues of ours, they started this course. मरियम गफूर ने प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग का और डॉक्टर मुबीन ने इंटरव्यूइंग प्रैक्टिस की इसके अंदर लीड ली. हमने पैनल्स एंड गेस्ट लेक्चर्स इसमें अरेंज किए. दे वर नॉट लाइक नॉर्मल पैनल और गेस्ट लेक्चर्स, दे वर वेरी मच अलाइंड विद द कोर्स कंटेंट, और उसमें हमने अलमनाई को एंगेज किया. हमने मॉक इंटरव्यूज कंडक्ट करवाए 100 प्लस, और इसके थ्रू हमने अपने अलमनाई से रेफरल्स लिए और कुछ अलमनाई ने डायरेक्ट हायरिंग भी की अपनी कंपनी में इन स्टूडेंट्स की. So this was another, apart from providing support outside the classroom, this was another major success. So much that today you have a talk about this course in this session as well. एक और चीज़ जो हमने देखी वो हमने कहा कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. फैकल्टी में हर सुबह शाम काम 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 हो रहा होता है, तो ये हम ऐसी हाई परफॉर्मेंस टीम बनाने के लिए एक फैकल्टी की वी स्टार्टेड डूइंग कम्युनिटी बिल्डिंग. दिस इज, कोई गेस कर सकता है कौन सी जगह लाहौर के आउटस्कर्ट्स में? बिल्कुल, क्या नाम है? Greenfields, yes, exactly. So we go there regularly now. It has become a regular feature, and we have some. This whole thing that I presented was actually the outcome of being here, but that meeting was then augmented with tug of war. This is आप कभी भी Greenfield आए तो ये जरूर खेलें ह्यूमन फुटबॉल. ठीक है, इसके कुछ रूल्स हैं बड़े फनी कि आप उसको पकड़े बगैर शॉट नहीं लगा सकते. वो जो किकर नहीं होती वो टेबल वाली, टेबल सॉकर विद ह्यूमंस. तो अमेजिंग, इसमें आप 5 मिनट से ज्यादा खेल लें और आपके पसीने ना आए ना आपको, फिर आप जो है कभी दोबारा ना चाहिएगा. अमेजिंग टीम बिल्डिंग एक्टिविटी एज वेल. आप इसको देखें तो टीम्स दो बनती हैं और आपस में खेलते हैं आप, और फुटबॉल से ज्यादा इसमें आप थकते हैं. ओके सो अच्छा, अब जो हमने स्पेसेस की बात की उसमें ये भी था कि हम डिपार्टमेंट में इतने ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उनको हमने रिटेन कैसे ना कर रहे हैं. हमने एक वाइब्रेंट एटमॉस्फेयर बनाने की कोशिश की. आप खुद वॉक करके आए, आपने देखा है जो ब्लू फ्लैक्सेस लगे हुए हैं. लम्स वाज नॉट लाइक दैट. लम्स नेवर सपोर्टेड दीज थिंग्स, लेकिन हमने फिर थोड़े से एक्स्ट्रा स्टेप्स लिए और डिपार्टमेंट को एक वेलकमिंग स्पेस स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बनाया. सो आई आउटरीच की एक्टिविटीज हमने शुरू की, अपना एक रिसाला शुरू किया. आई स्टार्टेड विजिटिंग अलॉन्ग विद माय कॉलीग्स डिफरेंट लोकल इंडस्ट्री, ताकि एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी अपने स्टूडेंट्स के लिए इंक्रीज की जाए. एंड फाइनली द डिपार्टमेंट दैट वाज 2 years just 2 years ago was struggling with the number of enrollments, in the sense that we could not cater to these large enrollments. We created so much space in classrooms that we were able to start a new undergrad cross-disciplinary program called Econ Data and CS. So that was the space that was created. I don't have any survey कि इस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन का भी 1.5 साल हुआ है. I don't have any survey कि आपको बताएं कि was it successful or not. But I think एक वो होता है sense आप कर सकते हैं, and there have been no complaints by the students. So they see that there is so much effort put into the teaching in different ways, not in the classroom, but the support outside the classroom is most expensive in this department. So we are going to track our progress and then see student learning outcomes, but this will be a 4 to 5 years process, and Mariam Ghafoor is tasked with this कि आप स्टूडेंट्स के लर्निंग आउटकम्स को जरा इवैल्यूएट करती रहें ताकि हमें 4-5 साल बाद पता चले where do our students stand. But the signals are okay. We haven't received any major complaints, neither from the leadership, nor from students, nor from our faculty members. So that was it. I took, I think, more than what I was allotted of time.
Actually, I would like to know
चलिए देखें कितना
मैं सोच रहा था कि आप ही ने इनवाइट किया, हमें कौन बुलाता है?
आप मुझे ये बताएं, सॉरी दिस इज अ वेरी पर्सनल, एप्पल सुबह खाते हैं शाम को खाते हैं, कुछ याद आया?
मैंने जैसे ही आपका अभी मैंने लॉग इन किया ना, जैसे ही नाम देखा मैंने कहा चलिए मुलाकात।
अच्छा, एक अमजद साहब के साथ मेरा 6 महीने को हार्ट में कोलीग रहे हैं मेरे, तो इनके साथ एक दफा मैं मजाक था जो मैंने एप्पल का पूछा है ना, ये थे और डॉक्टर अब्दुल गफूर थे, तो इनसे मैंने कहा ना कि वो एप्पल जो है डॉक्टर्स कहते हैं सुबह नहीं खाना चाहिए, शाम को नहीं खाना चाहिए सोने से पहले, सुबह खाना चाहिए, इट इज नॉट गुड फॉर योर हेल्थ एट इवनिंग। तो अब्दुल साहब ने मुझसे एक बड़ा फनी क्वेश्चन किया, कहते हैं आपके पेट को कैसे पता चलता है कि सुबह है शाम तो that was please go ahead please.
हाँ पहले सर से
आपने बताया कि you are having large classroom because of years working. Are you thinking what you do some AI tools?
Yes. Yeah. So the question is, are we thinking about using AI tools to support the students? Yes, a lot of our courses already have those AI tools. So first of all, we need to understand what AI means at LUMS in teaching. So we have developed.
Using AI all over.
Yeah.
Just and additional support, like virtual keys and all.
Yeah, I get your question. So at LUMS, I want to answer this comprehensively. At LUMS, there are 3 policies. In each course, you can either ban AI, or you can completely allow AI, or you can selectively allow AI. So the third one is a mixed policy. So depending upon that course, instructors can announce that to students. At the department level, we have not made any effort to provide AI tutoring support, but I know that a lot of our instructors, including Saqib, they have started building their own chatbots for the courses. So yes, it exists, but there is no department or university level effort to do that. But individual instructors are doing that. जी अमजद साहब।
अच्छा, actually I want to know कि आपने mention किया in your presentation that you normally offer internship at second.
After second year. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
Sorry. Actually, according to courses, that must be after 4 semesters. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is after 4.
How do you show employability in today's world? Like you have a curricula and you need to follow the instruction that the student should be like get a job at the end. Like you have very good practices, everybody is following that. But what about the employability in the curriculum? How do you see that?
I'm not sure if I understood the question correctly. So we have this curriculum, and how do we ensure employability?
Employability of the student, like in the last lecture, it was mentioned like
coding for careers. Yeah. Okay. So look, employability. There are multiple paths for our students. Our top students, they usually research from the undergrad level with faculty members, and around 50 students go abroad for masters, PhDs, and those kinds of things. The remaining, as I said, we have a multi-pronged approach. First of all, this coding for careers is a lot of companies in Lahore are actually run by LUMS alumni. So we have strong connections with them. So through Coding for Careers and other connections, we have an office here which supports those connections and makes those opportunities available to them. But I'm not sure, maybe you are asking something else.
Other than alumni, like what practices do you follow that your student or graduates get the job?
Well, the Coding for Careers is the only specific thing, and offering them different industry focused courses is the only thing that we do, nothing beyond that. Yeah. But I think those students with strong fundamentals are employable anyways. So there is this one office, alumni office, that supports those employability, but nothing beyond that.
As you made up like a general
Maybe we
just for the kids.
Any other question?
Doctor,
No.
Thank you very much for the talk. Scaling model, the teacher student communication is pretty much now based with PA student communication. So are there any measures to make sure that the PA student communication remains consistent throughout?
Yes, and for that we have this TA development program. We realize this program very early. First of all, there are gaps between, so there is another level which is called as teaching fellow, as I told you. So teaching fellows are all MS and they are graduates. So there is a instructor, there are some teaching fellows, and then there are TAs. So across this hierarchy, there were communication gaps. Instructor was telling something else, TAs were telling something else, TF was telling. So we made sure we fill these gaps, and now we have we have regular meetings on these topics. So we tell our instructors, you make sure that there is no communication gap. So secondly, for consistency in communication, yes, they have the TA development program where they now learn how do they need to communicate with students and how at what point in time they need to check back the instructor के जो information मैं दे रहा हूँ या दे रही हूँ वो कि मैं गलत information तो नहीं दे रही, ठीक है? Also जो instructors जो है उनकी office hours होते हैं और उसमें बच्चे आते हैं. It's not कि वो communication बिल्कुल खत्म हो गई है. We have just tried to scale it up. Instructor के साथ teaching fellows की support की हो, TAs की support की हो. So we take teaching assistantships very seriously now, and we make sure कि उसकी quality में compromise ना हो. उसमें कुछ basic checks भी हैं कि कम से कम 3 CGPA हो, other things भी हैं, लेकिन TA development program is the most helpful part of it.
Sir.
We can take. इनका काफी देर से question है कह रहे हैं.
So I have just two. One of the problems that I had with office hours is students come and they hardly ask you academic questions. It's mostly about marks and this and that. So how do you encourage students to actually utilize the office hours, properly, which is come with academic questions? And my second question is, when do you offer discrete math? You were saying that आपने programming को early कर लिया है. So at what point do they take discrete math? Because I think that's very critical.
Discrete math they take after CS 200, I have to admit. ठीक है. Third semester में वो discrete math देते. Second semester में. अब आपको एक और मजे की बात बताऊं, आपको अगर इस पे हैरान हुए हैं तो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स शायद लीनियर अलजेब्रा से भी पहले इंट्रोडक्टरी टू मशीन लर्निंग का कोर्स ले लेते हैं, ठीक है? Oh my God. This is because कि उस कोर्स में फिर हमने एम्बेड कर दिया. एक चीज ये कि वो ए लेवल में पढ़ के आए होते हैं, ठीक है? मैं अपने बच्चे को ओ लेवल्स का अलजेब्रा पढ़ा रहा हूँ, वो ऑलमोस्ट सेम है जो हम यहाँ पे पढ़ा रहे हैं, वो पढ़ के आए होते हैं. दूसरा, कुछ पार्ट ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटी एंड अलजेब्रा जो है वो हम उस कोर्स में एम्बेड कर लेते हैं. ये बहुत डिबेट हुई है हमारी फैकल्टी में भी. कुछ कह रहे थे कि वो जिसे कहते हैं ना बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट फॉलो करते हैं आप नॉलेज को कि अभी ये सीखना है फिर ये सीखना है. हम थोड़ा सा वो बाउंड्रीज को जो है ना साइड लाइन करके अब जो इम्पोर्टेंट है उसको देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि इंट्रोडक्शन टू मशीन लर्निंग is a very important course and students should take it a bit.
Let's continue the discussion.
Yeah.